All right. As far as the injuries go, really, it was just Frank Clark, and not just, but it was Frank Clark that has a groin strain. So we'll see how he does here. He's got a little bit of time here, which is a good thing to recover. Our fans were unbelievable. I literally mentioned it before the game to the guys. There's a lot of red there. There's a lot of black too, and it's just going to be continuous noise throughout the game. So normally when your defense on an away game doesn't have to worry about the noise, they were going to have to worry about it today, and my hat goes out to our fans. I thought our run defense and pass defense were tremendous. The fourth down stand, I thought, kind of set the tempo for the game as we went. Mike Dana, he doesn't get mentioned very often, with a couple sacks in there, along with Chris Jones and George. So our defensive front, I thought, starts with them, and I thought they played well. Our young defensive secondary, I thought, also played well, especially the safeties. They don't get a lot of credit for what they do, but I thought they really played well and very aggressive. On offense, starts with the offensive line, just like it does on the other side with the defensive line. I thought we did a good job against what I thought was a good defensive front. Both 98 and 99 are good rushers, and our guys did a good job there. So it was good to see KT get a back-to-back game like that, and back-to-back touchdowns. One got called back, and he got another one right after that. So he's tough to bring down, and great quickness. Justin Watson starting it off with the big catch. Pat was on fire. 105 quarterback rating again. I mean, he's throwing these things out there like they're nothing, and but that was a big play again, setting the tempo. And then Kelsey again doing what he's done. I know he came up a couple catches short of the record, but he, in my mind, he's got the record. So, and then Juju and all the guys. I mean, they all played well. So the receiving core. And then Tommy on special teams. I mean, what a weapon he's become. So I thought he really did a nice job kicking the ball, punting the ball. It was good for Butt to get a field goal in there too. So with that, time's yours. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I mean, you still got to take care of business. Our guys understand that. We'll give them a few days off there next week, and then get them back in and towards the end of the week and get some practice in there, but and then start the regular week after that. But to just take a step back and get yourself where you feel stronger and healthier, and so on. So mentally and physically is a good thing.
Obviously, you got the number one seed before, but you had a lot of changes in this offseason. What was the challenge about getting this particular group to this point?
Yeah, well, I give credit to the coaches and the players for that. It started with Pat taking the receiving core. That's where he had a bunch of new guys that he was going to have to deal with in just a split second. So, and with accuracy, and he was able to do that and get them on the same page. He's taking a bow back there. And then, defensively with all the young guys that Brett brought in, not only were they tremendous players, but they worked like crazy to step up and do the job that they did, particularly in the secondary. Every week they got a little bit better. So but my hat goes off to the coaches. Coaches worked hard, players worked hard. Good things have happened to this point. We still have some games left here, so we need to take care of business on that.
Andy, the spinning huddle, have you been watching the 1948 Rose Bowl film again, or where'd that come from? And what's the benefit of doing it?
Well, you saw how it ended up. That's the benefit. So it's just to create a little bit of confusion and then line up in something that's not familiar to the opposing team. I thought the guys executed it well. We ended up with the holding call on it, but they did good with it. And the players enjoy doing that stuff. So a little creativity that they come up with these things. So we just throw them out there and let them work them.
That's what I want to ask you about that. To some degree, it's for competitive advantage, but at some level, is it still want to just make this fun and creative for them?
You do, but you want to score too. I mean, that's It's not fun when you're not doing that.
Who came to you with this idea?
Well, we've done it. We've kind of messed around with it in practice, but Pat, we call it the laboratory in there. He gets the guys down there, and then they don't put their name on it. They just bring it to me, and I've got 51% of the vote. So if I like it, we go with it. Well, we had it was in the Christmas spirit. It was reindeer personnel, and then Arctic Circle here.
Coach, you seem to dominate physically both sides of the football today. Did that surprise you at all? That the Raiders just seemed like they.
I think Josh has done a heck of a job now. I mean, nobody's had more close games than what he's had, and that's in your first year. I mean, it's a tribute to him and his guys for playing like they do. So we knew that coming in here that they were playing well. I mean, they just held the 49ers to that last week, and so we need to make sure they got our complete attention. But our guys did a good job. We needed to get the three phases working together, and I thought the guys did that. All three phases showed up and did a nice job.
Coach, what was the preparation now going from Derek Carr to Jarrett Stidham, just in your preparation, getting ready for a different guy who's kind of a dual threat guy, unlike Carr?
Yeah, so I didn't know much about Stidham other from his college tape, and I really liked him coming out. Derek Carr, I got a ton of respect for. I've had a chance to coach him in the Pro Bowl, and so both of them, Stidham, for a young guy, it looks like he has a nice career ahead of him. And Derek, he'll hook on with somebody, and I'm sure, and do a great job there if he's not back here, right? So he's a true pro and a heck of a football player.
Andy, Chris tied a career high in sacks. He talked to us in the offseason just about leaving some plays on the field in that AFC Championship game. Did you see that motivation kind of lead to what he accomplished this year?
Yeah, he worked tremendously hard in the offseason, and not that he hasn't been, but he really worked hard at it. I think he and Joe Cullen hit it off, and that's they have a nice little thing going there chemistry-wise, and so I think that was a plus. Joe's a master technician, especially in the pass rush game, both things, but pass rush in particular. And I'm sure Chris would tell you he gave him a couple little things he could use, and Chris did the rest.
How about Karlaftis and what's obviously he's come quite a way since the second half of the season. What about his development?
Yeah, I'm proud of that kid because it's hard. It's hard to make it through as a rookie. Period. 17 games, but get better every week at that position. Is something. I mean, it's as much mental as it is physical, and he is relentless. You see him at practice; he goes 100 miles an hour at practice, and he transfers that into games. So my hat goes off to him.
Andy, you spoke about Kadarius earlier. I just wonder if you could elaborate on the dimension he seems to be giving you, the versatility and explosiveness, and especially at this time of year.
Yeah, he does, and the way we're running the ball, our running backs are working like crazy on that, and you saw the big one that 10 had at the end, but you kind of mix that in, and Kadarius has got a little bit of each. He's got the receiving part, and then you hand him the football, and he can do some damage. So, and he loves to play. I mean, that's the thing you appreciate about him.
McKinnon had a 6th straight game with a touchdown. How critical has he been to this offense?
Say that one more time.
McKinnon has had his 6th straight game with a touchdown. How critical has he been to this offense?
Yeah, big. I wasn't sure who you asked about, but that good, yes.
Coach, I want to ask you about Max Crosby. Seems like he was able to do some things against your offense today. What does a guy like that bring to the Raiders team?
Yeah, so that's something. He's an all-pro player, and he's 100 miles an hour, likewise every play, and he's going to get there. Going against his old teammate, and those two get after each other. Wiley, I'm talking about, so college teammate. But he's my hat goes off to him. He's going to get there. He's a good player. He's going to get there every once in a while, but you just want to make sure it doesn't completely disrupt your offense.
Last one.
Coach, just the first half there was a sack, interception, Juju big play, Tony big play, touchdown. Just seeing the defense and the offense just gel during that stretch, and you saw a lot more of that this time around. How key is it, obviously, getting both sides gelling like that going into the playoff?
Yeah, we needed that. We really hadn't put it all together. I thought this was a good time that, if I had to pick a time to do it, this was a good time to do it. We strive for it every week, but it seemed like it all kind of came together today, which was a plus.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, good.